Well, hi, folks. I'm Jeffrey Darty, the Christian whistleblower. I know we've already indoctrinated. I know we've already unindoctrinated once today, but I figured it was maybe a time for a little more unindoctrination. You know, it's Memorial Day weekend, so let's go ahead and undoctrinate a little bit more on this day. And I think that this is something good to think about. And I just had to do this because I just had to ask you folks, I just had to understand you folks, and I just had to come up with this particular question for you right here. As we unindoctrinate for the second time today, I just have to ask you, are you okay serving a jealous God? Are you really okay serving a jealous God? And I know we don't really think about this very often, but I mean, we've all been there. If you have ever had a jealous girlfriend or a jealous boyfriend or one of each, if you've ever had a jealous love interest, well, then you know that is no fun whatsoever. It's a constant, it just gets to where you'd rather be alone. And if you've ever been married to a jealous person, you know that it's even worse. So I have to ask you, those of you that serve the God of the Bible, the straightforward, big time religion, Roman Protestantism, Roman Catholicism, God of the Bible, the Lord, Yahweh, Jehovah, if you serve Him, I just have to ask you, are you okay serving a jealous God? Is it all right with you that you serve a jealous God? And why is it any better to serve a jealous God than it is to have a jealous boyfriend or a jealous girlfriend or one of each? Why is it any better to have a God that is jealous and petty and that constant rock in your shoe than it is to have, well, somebody says, well, Jeff, if he's the only God and he's jealous, I'll just have to live with it. Fair enough. What if he isn't the only God? What if there are other gods out there that aren't jealous? And why is there such a dichotomy between the Old Testament, which has a jealous, mean, angry God, and the New Testament, which has the Christ, who's loving, caring, kind, the opposite of jealous? Why? What if you could serve the New Testament Christ rather than the Old Testament God? Interesting points to ponder. Let's just, take a look at who we're talking about here. I just pulled up jealous God. Don't worship any other God, for the Lord, whose name is jealous, is a jealous God. He's saying this himself. Nobody's talking about him. This is what the Lord Almighty says. I am very jealous. I burn with jealousy. Now, isn't that just what you want? A God that burns with jealousy? And not only is he jealous, but he's jealous and avenging and wrathful. Man, I've had some girlfriends that were jealous and avenging and wrathful. And that ended in restraining orders. Do you really want a God that's jealous, avenging, and wrathful? Because guess what? It's kind of hard to get a restraining order on a God. It can be done, but it is not without its difficulty. Well, Jeff, that's just the Old Testament. Well, even the New Testament, I'm jealous. I'm jealous for you with jealousy of God himself. Great. Glad to hear it, even in the New Testament. Jealous God. He's jealous. I'm jealous and I'm angry. Oh, great. Now, not only are we jealous, not only do we burn with jealousy, not only are we avenging, not only are we wrathful, now we're also angry. Have you ever had an angry spouse? And if you do right now, do not look at him or her while you're listening to this, because they will. Oh, and it just gets better. He's a consuming fire, a devouring fire. Good grief. jealous, 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 jealous. Do you really want to serve a God that is jealous? A God that burns with jealousy, a God that's filled with wrath, a God that's filled with rage, a God that is angry, a God that is a consuming fire, a God that is a devouring fire. Do you really want to serve that type of a God? Do you really want to be in an eternal relationship with a jealous God? Well, it's my only choice of gods. Is it? I encourage you to search through this YouTube channel. Look at the playlist, but also look right below the playlist. There's different sections. We've got a section on here about, is the Lord who we think he is? We've got a section on here about Jesus' fallacies from Bethlehem to Revelation. We've got a section here on exorcism and the paranormal. We've got a section here on, is the New Testament corrupted? We've got playlists. We've got over 400 videos. And if you'll get on here and start looking at some of these videos and start discovering some of these videos, you may find out that you do have a choice. You don't have to be okay serving a jealous God. And you don't have to feel guilty about not wanting to serve a jealous God. You do have options. And if you're okay serving the jealous God, go for it, brother. Go for it, sister. All I can do is lead you to water. I can't force you to drink. All I can do is lead you to objective facts. I can't force you to think. I'll do what I do to give you all the information so you can at least have informed consent to decide that you want to do what you want to do. I'm here to help you. I'm here to give you the information. I'm here to give you the data. I'm here to give you the objective facts. I was going to say empirical facts, the objective facts, and you can decide what you want to do from there. Are you okay serving a jealous God? That's the question I ask you here on this Memorial Day weekend. And remember, once you know the truth will set you free, and who the Christ sets free is free indeed. I'm in the freeing business, cousin. And cousin, business is a booming. I'm Jeffrey Daugherty, the Christian Whistleblower. JeffreyDaugherty.com, ChristianWhistleBlower.com, @Unindoctrinate on Twitter. Look me up on Facebook. And remember, we're here to help you unindoctrinate yourself.